Before this video starts, I would like to preface that this whole idea and inspiration, it comes from Kattara Creations. So if you want to go subscribe to her, go do that. She's lovely and she's my friend and I love her. Anyway, on with the video. I'm recording this intro in Katie's room, so if like any audio is bad, that's her fault and I refuse to take blame for it and I refuse to receive consequences for my own actions. Anyway, one day I had asked for video suggestions and Kattara recommended me doing something with Polaroid art picture kind of thing, and I was like, okay, work. I don't know what that is, but I'll look into it. So I wrote it down on my lists, and I liked the idea because immediately I thought of drawing my characters in a Polaroid template, so I could, cut out the background and then put whatever I wanted and take it with me on an adventure. And I looked all over YouTube and I couldn't find anything necessarily that would be any art challenge with a Polaroid pictures, other than what people have been doing is drawing on Polaroid pictures, but I don't have a Polaroid camera. I just don't. So I decided that I would make my own, and instead of drawing on top of a background, I would draw my characters and then take a picture with the background behind it. So that's the idea for this video. And since there is such a small space in Polaroid pictures, I chose only 2 characters for each of them just to kind of keep them dynamic and not to have something just boring, just a regular old face, boring. Jumping into the things that I used Bristol board, just a clear plastic sheet that I had from some sort of package that I'm sure I bought, and I just stuck in with my mix of like junk paper. Am I the only artist that has that? I have like a junk drawer of like paper and different things that I could stick in my sketchbook. I just had it. So I used liners and markers. That's almost the only thing I used, except I added colored pencil and jelly rolls. So if you want to know the exact supplies I use, you can see them on screen. I mean, you can practically read the pen. This first drawing is based on a friend who just moved out of state, and since I can no longer, visit him, I decided that I would do it via drawing, okay? Because I have my own character and I have his character, and then I have like 100 different other friends' character, and I draw people a lot, okay? I draw them, okay? That's my way of communicating instead of speaking, is drawing. So that's what I decided to do, and I thought it was a fun idea since they had moved away, so I decided to draw him. Anyway, for this picture, I wasn't really sure what I could do for such a small space. I didn't want to go crazy because these characters kind of sometimes give me a hard time, but I pushed through, and I was very much struggling with the color scheme for him. I don't know what it was, but I just could not get the exact colors that I have for his character, and it was a struggle and a half, but it's okay. We will move on. I chose side views because I thought it would be the easiest to capture both the expressions on the face, so that's what I did, and I thought it would leave some room to give, like, I don't know, a really pretty background or something. This voiceover sucks. Once I got my sketch down, I lined it, and I will say drawing small is difficult. It's kind of difficult. Drawing small, I can't imagine wanting to draw a full body on this like small of a piece of paper. It would drive me nuts. I would not want to do it. I considered it, but I was like, no, that'd be like kind of odd. So I decided not to, and once I got my line art done and everything, I decided that markers was the best way to go because I kind of wanted it flat. I don't think any other art medium would have been as good because you can fill a lot of, I don't want to explain it. And once I added my markers, I didn't really actually like the way all the colors looked together because I had a hard time choosing colors that were actually correct to the characters, so I grabbed my colored pencils and I tried to even that out as much as I could and, add some shading. I thought doing these kind of Polaroid pictures would be like, it's kind of cute to send to a friend, isn't it? Like, I feel like it's such a cute idea. Like, if you have like a friend who's out of state or just like someone who over the internet and you're sending them gifts, I feel like if you're an artist, do this. I feel like that's so fun. And if you're not an artist, do it anyway. Try. Because making art is fun. Everyone should try it. Anyway, I'm getting sidetracked. Once I got my drawing done, I cut out the background with a box cutter. Please be careful if you do this. Do not cut yourself. Do not cut towards yourself. And if you see me do it, do not do what I do. It was pretty tricky trying to get the paper cut off, but in the end I did it. And if it looks sloppy, it probably does. I took my liner and I filled in the pieces of paper, like the little, little scraps that I couldn't get cut off, and I added that to the line art. I actually wrote down like my signature and then like the little time that I drew this, because like, oh wow, and then that'll be it. I'll just have to put the plastic over it. But then the thing I used to glue it down smudged it, and I wasn't so happy. So I decided to make like a little white border on top. I don't know. I thought it gave it some dimension when I was done with it. I probably should have just cut this all in one piece instead of cutting multiple little tiny pieces out, but that's okay. I did fix that in the second drawing, but overall, really cute idea, and I really like this picture. Moving on to the next attempt, actually. I was like, I don't know what I'm gonna draw. I don't know, I can't draw anything. I was going to draw my character Aurora, but then it looked like too much like my girl face. So, I ended up drawing me, and then I was like, no, this is too basic, too simple. Kinda makes me annoyed. So I skipped right through that even after I did the liner. I was like, I don't like this. It's too boring, too simple. I needed something a little more fun, so my idea was to draw my character Sapphire and Aurora, but I ended up actually drawing Sapphire and my little baby character Lady. She's my tiny little girl. I love her so much, and since Sapphire's so tall, I thought it'd be fun for her to like giving her a piggyback ride. So this picture is a little more dynamic when it comes to posing, and I wanted to do something a little more creative than just like two side views, because I wanted to show that you can be a little more creative than just drawing a face. So I decided to go with a pose with Lady on her shoulders and her pointing up into whatever in the sky, roof, ceiling, I don't know, choose what you want it to be. Once I got the sketch done, I did the liner, and do you hear the guinea pig squeaking behind me? I got the sketch done, and then I put in the line art, which I really liked. I think the first one, though, it's gotta be my favorite between the two. I don't know, I think I just had trouble choosing the colors on this one, too, and I didn't really like the way I just didn't like the way it looked, and that's fine. Not everything's gonna be my favorite, okay? We've determined on this channel that a lot of the art I make, I hate it, and that's okay. It's not okay. Anyway, I decided to, for this one, also grab my colored pencils and see if I can add some shading and make it better. You can decide if I made it better or worse. I probably made it worse, knowing me, but that's not gonna stop me. Overall, this drawing's okay, and I'm not mad about it because truly, could have gone worse. I cut out my background and I got my little plastic sheets, and I went ahead and glued that on like I did the first one and added a border on top. And before anyone screams at me that Polaroids are square and I'm not using a square piece of paper, shut up. The plastic sheet I had, I didn't want to waste any of it, so I just went ahead and made a bigger picture, like sue me, okay? Anyway, I got the plastic and border on there, and that is it for these two drawings. Let me know which one is your favorite. I hope you do this kind of, I don't know if I'd call it an art challenge. I mean, if you want to do it, you can. It's more of just like an art project that I decided to do. So if you decide to do this too, tag me. I'd love to see what you draw. And here is the last bit of the video where you can see me taking them out and showing them the world.